excited, you're excited, because we all waited a long time for today to come. Congratulations to the fans of all 12 of these teams up here. Some of them expected to make the playoffs, some of them very much didn't, but they all did, and I'm sure everyone's excited to see how far their team's going to make it in the playoffs. Let's get straight into it. I'm sure you noticed I have a Michael Thomas jersey on. I decided to do something a little bit differently today. Normally I do the team I'm the most... Oh! Poppers isn't very excited today. She's actually too excited to be kept still. She's super excited for Wildcard weekend, even though her Jets are not in it, so that makes her angry. She keeps screaming at the TV, like, why I told you the Jets suck all the time, like stuff like that. She's very angry. But the reason I picked Michael Thomas is because I'm the most proud of this player individually over the spread of the entire season. This guy broke the record for most receptions in a single season. That's a big deal. Okay, let's get straight into it. First game today, we have the Texans and the Bills. Right. But a lot of people aren't interested in this game. I very much am interested in this game, okay? Hear me out. You remember the Bills-Jaguars game a few years back? Wasn't a lot of points scored. Wasn't a high-scoring game. But it was still a very fun game to watch because even at the end, the Bills and Tyrod Taylor had a chance to go down the field and get a touchdown to tie the game up in overtime. Fortunately, Tyrod got hurt on the drive. They put a Nathan Peterman, and we're all positive how that ended. Nathan Peterman threw an interception. And Jaguars chewed the clock. But the Bills are going to Houston this time. The AFC South champions again. And their defense is better than the last time they played an AFC South champion. Sean McDermott has turned a program that hadn't made it to the playoffs in years to 2 in the past 3 years. So the Bills are on an upward streak right now. Houston is literally the most inconsistent team in football. They can beat the Patriots, but then lose to the rookie quarterback Drew Lock the next week by a whole bunch of points. Houston, Buffalo. Very interesting matchup because this team can light it up offensively and defensively. This team is just lights out defensively. I think they might be the best defensive team in football. And to be honest, them and the Chiefs are the only two teams I think can beat the Baltimore Ravens. But we're going to go pick right here. Houston's favored by 2.5, and it's just really difficult to pick this game because of the fact that Houston could literally dominate this game if all of them come out and play like they normally, like to their full potential. But Buffalo is scrumming on defense, and their offense run by Devin Singletary, Cole Beasley, John Brown, and Josh Allen just isn't going to go away. They're a good offense. I'm picking the Bills here. I think they're going to win, and we're going to see them play the Chiefs next week. I'll tell you what. Okay, let's get on to tonight's game. Patriots versus Titans. I'm excited for this game mainly because the Patriots are playing a wild card weekend. This hasn't happened since a long time, guys. So I hope you're excited to see it happen because I am. New England Patriots, Tennessee Titans. Here's the problem. New England Patriots on a spiral. If you saw this matchup in the regular season, you're like, Patriots 100%. Patriots on a spiral. Tennessee, on the other hand, with Tannehill, is 7-3 with him as their quarterback. You know who those 2 of those 3 losses are to? You lost to the Houston Texans and the New Orleans Saints. Tannehill didn't make mistakes in those games. It was mainly because Houston just ended up making a few more plays in the end, and New Orleans Saints, they had a chance to tie up. A.J. Brown fumbled it because he got hurt. But this is a crazy one because the Patriots are only favored by 4.5. This team right here is scrubbing. If this turns into a game, I think it could. Hear me out. It's supposed to be very wet, might even snow. Those are not great conditions to throw the football. That's what Tennessee's good at. Those conditions play right into Tennessee's hand. You're talking, when it snows and rains, you want to play a defensive matchup and a run of the ball because your quarterback's going to be inaccurate because it's windy, it's snowing. Your quarterback's going to be inaccurate. That matchup favors more Tennessee than the Patriots, who are better running the ball with Derrick Henry and better on defense. Tennessee's my pick here. I like the Titans, even though Patriots are favored by 4.5. They're going to win outright. I'm sure you're all excited to see the Titans in the playoffs. You haven't seen them in 2 years, but that's the last time we saw the Bills in the playoffs. Just thinking about it, that was the 5 and 6 seed 2 years ago. That's pretty weird, but put it back. Okay, so congratulations to Baltimore Ravens and Chiefs fans. I'm sure Chiefs expect to be playing this weekend. They're not. Thank goodness to the Dolphins. Okay, moving on. Niners and Green Bay Packers. As a Saints fan, I'm very upset because the Lions came so close to beating the Packers, and the Seahawks came so close to beating the Niners. We could have had the number 1 seed, but instead we're playing Wildcard weekend. So let's get straight into it. The Saints versus the Minnesota Vikings, and this is supposed to be the biggest blowout. I don't see it as this way. Okay, if you remember, this team, the Minnesota Vikings, had the Minneapolis Miracle. That stings. In the lives of a lot of Saints fans, this is a revenge game, and probably the Saints organization itself. This team hasn't let up a 100-yard rusher in 46 games. This team runs the football a lot. So, will the Saints streak continue? See, it's hard to say because a lot of the time when we had to stop the run, we had Sheldon Rankins in the middle. If you don't know, he's a big defensive tackle, first-round draft pick. He was an amazing defensive tackle for us. He stopped the run single-handedly. Now, he got hurt for the season. He's out. Now, our staple on our defensive line is Cameron Jordan and David Onyemata in the middle. He's not as good as Sheldon Rankins, but he can still make plays. I think we can stop the run, and if we stop the run, we stop the team, which makes Kirk Cousins throw, and we all know that's not ideal for them. I'm picking the Saints to win, but the Minnesota Vikings are going to cover. This offense can't be stopped. This offense can be slowed down. It's going to be a shootout and blowout. Saints here. Okay, final game of the Wildcard weekend. Seattle Seahawks, Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sure as Philadelphia Eagles fans, you're just happy they made the playoffs. I mean, sheesh, if they weren't in the NFC East, they wouldn't. 9-7, not a great record there, bud. But Seattle, Philadelphia, it made a good game. Mainly, they played already 17-9 ball game. It was sluggish. Oh God, it was terrible to watch. That was probably the game where Russell Wilson fell out of favorite for the MVP and Lamar Jackson got to be favorite. Because this guy, right, Russell Wilson, though, if you get the ground game going, he lights it up. Problem is, they're not going to have Chris Carson, they're not going to have Rashad Penny, which means Marshawn Lynch is going to be your number 1 back. But Seattle is my pick to win it, mainly because this team is very much injured. This team is even more so. If you didn't hear, on offense, they're losing Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson, Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard, and 2 of their offensive linemen, including a 3rd receiver. Okay, you don't know who to throw the ball to. Who are you going to run the ball with? You're running the ball with a guy named Boston Scott, who you picked up off your practice squad. Well, this team is very hurt. So is this team is even more so. That's why I'm picking Seattle here. Also, Seattle's favored by 1.5. I'm picking Seattle. Hey everybody, it's GGB, and I would like to say co-host Peppers, but she abandoned me, saying, adios amigos.